If we are going to stop the heat on our economy, we need to grow reserves. Everybody just knew that there was so much liquidity in the economy, but we did not know that 2, 3, 4, 5 people have gathered in a room and reached an agreement to print 22 trillion. Nigeria does not have 50 billion US dollars to pay its debt. Nigeria, reform pause rather than fast, by JP Morgan, August 21st, 2023. And that is the beginning of your problem. What is happening at the moment is what I call panic. You cannot convince me that the Nigerian economy compared to the US economy to change the value of the US dollar to the Naira by 100% in 7 months. No, nobody can tell me that. So the first thing is that CBN made the announcement that it had borrowed the government 22 trillion illegally in May. That was the first trigger. So we're talking about market here, how market reacts to information, because market is about information. So market reacts to information. Nobody knew of the 22 trillion. Everybody just knew that inflation was going up. Everybody just knew that there was so much liquidity in the economy. We all knew that, but we did not know that 2, 3, 4, 5 people have gathered in a room and reached an agreement to print 22 trillion. Now, you follow that up. Please follow this trajectory. The next thing that happened, we had FS reform on the 14th of June, 2023. FS reform was critical because the president thought, and I believe that's still the case, the market will react positively to what is considered a fair exchange rate or a market determined exchange rate. Now, that was followed by the CBN financial statement, that's audited report release of 7 years. We have not had an audited report released to the economy, released to the market in 7 years, but we have the whole 7 audited reports, released in a single day, right? I'm talking about market information. So you have 22 trillion, you have the FS reform, and of course you have the audited financial statement released. JP Morgan has that capacity. And what did they do? They put 3 or 4 or 5 analysts on the documents and said, look, tell me what is happening to this document. And within a week, they gave you Nigeria, reform pause rather than fast, by JP Morgan, August 21st, 2023. And that is the beginning of your problem. That market information exposed and contradicted the secret that has been kept for over 7 years, meaning that we had reserves in about 33 billion US dollars that is now called audio money. So that's that. Now you can then imagine immediately that happens, and I will tell you the implication of that. Immediately that happened, by the following month, Naira entered $1,000 for the first time. And of course, Naira entered $1,000. Meanwhile, there was no substantive central bank governor of Nigeria. We're talking about market information. These are the things that markets are reacting to. You do not have the strong institutional support because obviously Shonubi and his colleagues, they did not even have the confidence of the president to even do anything serious at the time, of course. And of course, the central bank governor has to settle down. But he started work in September. Followed, CBN lifted ban on $43 products. CBN lifted leads on bank use of standard deposit facility, which is obviously to mop up some money. And of course, CBN had announced clear debt. This was weekend. Now, the reason I have announced all this, or I have followed this trajectory, is to say, look, the panic that we see today happened on August 21st, and it is that trajectory that we see today, and I will tell you why. Remember, foreign external debt is about $50 billion. So before then, you had 33 billion US dollars, meaning that even if all the claims of external debt were to be made on the same day, what is left would be less than 20 billion US dollars. Right. However, with JP Morgan release of that report in August, it meant that, look, Nigeria does not have 50 billion US dollars to pay its debt. If we are going to stop the rot, or what we call the heat on our economy, we need to grow reserves. The reason is because your reserve is measured against your external debt. If your external debt is still much more than your reserves, it continues to show that there is no capacity to pay the external debt. So macroeconomic instability, exchange rate movement, volatility, everything that you can call it, also in 1999. So what did they do differently from what the Buhari regime did? And what did they do differently? And I hope that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will do the same. And I'm going to carefully say this. It does not matter how you do it. This is what you need to repeat. Grow your external reserves. When you grow your external reserves, let me tell you what will begin to happen. People begin to see the data that is growing up. It's growing. So when the data is growing, the people that kept what is now considered an estimated 30 billion US dollars in dumb account, no investment, no production, will begin to release the dollars. Because as you grow your reserves, they release. As you grow your reserve, the international investors that are at bay at the moment and watching, they also begin to come. As they begin to come, then you begin to get your stability. As you begin to get your stability, you get more investment. You get more stability, you get your investment. You get stability, you get your investment.